We are so excited to have with us Asad Mecci, world-renowned hypnotist and peak performance coach, as well as Colin Mochrie, actor, writer, producer, and improv comedian, well known for a decade in the television series Whose Line Is It? Anyway, guys, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us. How are you?
Good, thank you.
We're so
Great,
happy.
thank you.
We're happy to have you, but like I'm a little bit worried. Like you're not going to hypnotize us like during this interview, right?
You never know, Cammie, you never know.
So we have you here because you're coming to a show next week at Nixa at the Aetos Center, and the show is called HYPROV. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, well done.
What is HYPROV?
So the name of the show is HYPROV. The tagline is Improv Under Hypnosis. I'm the hypnotist on the show. I bring up 20 random volunteers from the audience. I hypnotize them, whittle it down to the best 4 or 5 hypnotic subjects. Then Colin Mochrie from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Improvises with the people on stage while they're under hypnosis. The show's pretty funny.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, so have you guys worked together in the past, and what is your relationship like with each other?
Well, Asad reached out to my webpage, and that's how we met. He had this idea for doing the show. So that was 2016, I believe. And we started doing it then, with a little break when the world kind of stopped for a little while. Mm-hmm. But that was sort of our first kind of get together, and it's been great. As the more we get to know each other, the more relaxed we are on stage with each other. A little more banter. He tends to throw in more things that will screw me during the show, which is fun.
So
I prefer to call them obstacles.
Oh, I see. All right, sorry.
That's just so we're clear.
Yeah. Now, aside from kind of that initial reach out that Asad did, how did the idea for the show really come about and then come into fruition?
Yeah, how did hypnosis and improv, what's the connection there?
Yeah.
So I was taking classes at the Second City in Toronto, and oftentimes the improv instructors would say, get out of your head, you're too much in your head, to the first-time improvisational students. And what they meant that to mean was they wanted a knee-jerk reaction. They wanted unconscious comedy. They didn't want you to consciously construct the comedy, think really hard, and try to come up with something funny. They wanted an effortless reaction. So I thought, wait a second, I see what they're doing here. Is it possible to hypnotize somebody who has no experience in improv and turn them into a great improviser? Basically a hack for the Second City's process.
Sure.
So far, it's been a resounding yes. We've toured the show worldwide, and we just came off a 70-show performance off Broadway, and now we're looking forward to coming out to the Ozarks to perform.
So from off-Broadway to Nixa, Missouri. Yeah, I can see how that connects.
It's a common path for everyone.
I think so. So what can the audience expect as far as when you hypnotize, I'm just like, are you going to embarrass people? Like the people getting hypnotized, should they really be worried about what you're going to do to them?
No. The show is entertainment for sure, but we also want to show what happens when you remove the obstacle that stops you from improvising, which is yourself. So we're getting these volunteers who are going to be hypnotized, and they're part of my improv troupe now. So like any other improv troupe, you're supporting each other. We don't make any more fun of them than you would of your natural improviser, which, yes, that's a low bar, but we'll never make anyone cluck like a chicken or make fun of them. They're there as part of the show. And, every night we find an improv superstar. So it's really fascinating.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Colin, also, we're curious, you've obviously had such a successful career in this business. So what do you love most about improv, and how have you been able to make it into such a long-standing career?
It is shocking. I just have to say it is shocking. What I love about it is every show is a show for that audience alone. No one else will ever see that particular show because of it's all totally made up. It's all totally different. I love the fact that I don't have to learn things. I just show up, and working with Asad and our hypnotisers, we come up with a show. And it's not like when you're a rock band, you have to play your greatest hits over and over again. It's every show is a new experience, and it's always fun. And particularly with this show, I truly never know what to expect. When I'm working with the Whose Line guys, we've worked together for so long, I can sort of see, they're going to work towards this. I have none of that with these people. So it keeps me fresh, it keeps me on my toes, and it's something I really love.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Okay, Asad, besides the hypnosis, you are a peak performance coach. How do you help people? Can you explain that just a little bit?
Sure, I work with athletes in the area of peak performance. So a lot of it has to do with visualization, imagining in their mind's eye their perfect golf swing, their perfect knee bend, their perfect jump shot, depending on the sport. So by visualizing it in their mind's eye, it actually helps with their timing, vigilance, motor coordination, strengthens neural pathways. It's pretty amazing stuff. I mean, hypnosis is used for painless dentistry, painless hand surgery. Hypnosis is used for smoking cessation, weight loss, stress management. So hypnosis, not only, we're doing the entertainment stuff, the wacky stuff, the fun stuff, but hypnosis does have a consulting application as well.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Asad, before we go, sometimes our jobs can be really stressful.
Yeah.
So can you give us some words to hold on to help with motivation or performance for just our everyday jobs that we're doing here?
So one technique is a breathing technique. It's called 7-11. So you breathe in through your nose for a count of 7 seconds, and then you exhale through your mouth for a count of 11 seconds. It slows down your breathing pattern. And what ends up happening is it stimulates parasympathetic functioning of the nervous system. So you get a decrease in blood pressure, decrease in heart rate, your body feels good. It's the opposite of the fight or flight response. It's rest and digest. So if you do that for 20 minutes a day, as you exhale, you can also say the words relax in your mind. And what will end up happening is you'll get that relaxation response. And it feels really good. It relaxes you, calms you down, and gets you ready for the day.
All right, well, I think we're going to be doing that
we're gonna have to
every
do
day.
that. Yes.
We're going to practice. All right, well, HYPROV with Colin Mochrie and Asad Mecci is coming to the Aetos Center for the Performing Arts in Nixa Thursday, March 9th at 7:30 p.m. It's suggested for mature audiences, and you can get tickets at nixapublicschools.net/Aetos. You guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.